welcome. I'm so glad you tuned in today and plan to stay with us. I have two special people here, and you know, I love people who are enthusiastic about what they do. And when my guests walked in here today with broad smiles and all that, I thought, this is going to be fun. And I'm so glad you're here. And Grier Mullins is here, and she is the executive director of the Public Education Partners for Greenville County. And there are groups like this all across the United States and certainly in our state as well. And what they have done is fantastic. And then next to her is Ben Saul. And Ben is a graduate of Furman University, and he's very much involved in the education of our young people. Yes, and I thank you. And they brought all these books, and it's just a great story.
Well, thank you so much, Peggy. We are both delighted to be here. We could not be more excited about what our donors have allowed us to do.
Okay, now I want to ask you right off.
Sure.
What is the Public Education Partners?
Okay.
What is it?
We are a local education fund that has supported the schools, teachers, and families in Greenville County since 1985. Some local business folks, Hain Hip, Max Heller, and Bill Page started our organization in the mid-'80s when the country, I think, realized there was a great need for the community to build public support for our schools. And so we have evolved over the last 26 years, 27 years, to an organization that is very focused in 3 different areas. And we are particularly focused on this reading initiative now, but we give innovative grants to teachers. We gave out about $1,000 grants to our local teachers in May, and we help support our first-year teachers. It's tough to be a first-year teacher in Greenville County and across the country. So we do a lot of things to support our induction year teachers, is what they're called. And we advocate for our schools. We help the community understand what the issues are, what's going on in Columbia, how that relates to Greenville County, and how folks can get involved. And we'd love for your listeners and viewers to learn more about this program and see how they can get involved.
Well, one thing that you've done just recently, you've donated hundreds and hundreds of books free, and the children could pick them out themselves. Yes. I think that's powerful.
It probably is. That there are 2 very important factors. And one is that children do get to touch and feel. We were talking about that before we went on the air, how important it is to pick up a book and look at it and see if it interests you. So we, with 18 schools this year, purchased 120,000 books, all funded by our donors, the corporate community, foundation community, and individuals. And the schools worked with us to place orders from Scholastic Books. We got a great deal on these $5 books. Many of them we were able to pay like $2 for. We just got some extraordinary deals, and they're wonderful books. So the children come in
all age groups.
All age
some
groups.
for little children.
Kindergarten through 5th grade.
Yeah.
And so the children come in the auditorium, or maybe it's the media center, some place at the school, and they spend about an hour choosing from thousands
and they're
books.
allowed to take
12 books. They all get 12 books each.
That's fabulous.
Every time we give them this
Look at
book
this.
bag.
Let me hold this up.
It's
Public Education Partners. And are
yes,
you,
make summer count read. These children get very far behind, and Ben's going to talk a little bit about the summer, but it's critical that they read over the summer.
Well, we are going to have jobs available and no one with the expertise to fill those jobs, because the world that those children are going to enter, we can't even envision.
No.
Technically, it's going to be, you're the young man here, but am I not right about that?
Yes, ma'am. And what we know and what guides our work is that reading well at a young age is so important to later success in life. The research that we use, that we have found, says that if a child is not reading on grade level by the 3rd grade, he or she is actually 4 times less likely to graduate high school. So it's, you know, starting at high school is too late, starting at middle school is too late. It's really those early grades.
And there's not every child has the backing of the family that urging them to do this and buying them books and things. And many children out there don't have that opportunity.
Many children have no books at home. In the 18 schools that we're working in, they are all have a majority of the children are on free and reduced meals.
So
and
there are children with needs, in other words, that you try to reach out to.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am. These books help to create new home libraries in every home. And so if a child in kindergarten gets 12 books and is at that school through the 5th grade, by the end of the 5th grade, he or she will have 60 new books in their home. And we just think that's really exciting. And if those children have siblings, you know, that's 120 books in the house.
Well, and they can read the book and share it with their brother or sister or whatever.
Last year when we were doing this, we were at one of our schools, and a little boy he had his book bag, and he picked up multiple copies of a Curious George book. And I said to him, Curious George flies a kite. And he picked up 3 copies, and I said, you know, I just want you to, I want to tell you, you picked up 3 copies, and so you might want to put 2 back. You get to pick 12. You can get some more. And he said, well, I know, but my cousins don't have any books. And he was picking out books for 2 little cousins as well. And he was so excited. They actually come in, they see these books, and they say, well, we don't have any money. And we say, and teachers are there helping guide them and say, well, you get to pick out 12. I mean, they're squeals and delight, and to see them touching the book, looking at them, it's wonderful.
Well, now, how many schools did you actually go to then recently?
Yes, ma'am. We are working with the schools where 50% or more of the students are on free or reduced lunch. So we're working with our schools with the greatest needs.
The greatest needs.
And last year we worked with 9 schools, which was about 5,000 students. This year at 18 schools, 10,000 students. And next year we'll be at all 29 high poverty schools in Greenville County, and we'll be serving about 17,000 students.
That's unbelievable.
So 17,000 students will each get 12 books.
And you have already served like 73,000 children. That's the number of children you're trying to reach.
Yes, absolutely. Through all our programs, whether it's supporting their teachers or with different kind of initiatives.
Well, who belongs to this public education partnership? And how do you do it? And does it cost a lot of money?
Yeah. Well, no. You can be a friend of ours. We have donors that give $20, and we have donors that give $50,000. There's a wide
and if
range.
somebody wants to just be involved and help?
Yes, absolutely. They should go to our website. It's a very easy sign up, or they can call our office and say they want to be in touch with us.
And you have an office right in McAllister Square.
We do. We absolutely do. We have a staff of 5, and we're excited about a summer program that we're working on with the schools, because a lot of times children lose touch between June and when they come back.
Well, they fall behind. I mean, they may end up the spring reading fairly well. And,
absolutely.
By the time September comes, well, they haven't done much reading.
Well, then you must know about the summer reading loss. It's very real, isn't it, Ben?
The statistic that we found is that 80% of the reading achievement gap, the gap between our middle class and upper class students and our students living in poverty, 80% of it is caused by summer reading loss.
Yeah,
during the school year, these students are learning at the same pace, gaining the same reading skills. It's during those 3 summer months where the students in poverty really fall behind. And so that's what we're hoping these 12 books can help with.
And you brought quite a few
Yes.
here on the table.
This is actually 12. And,
Froggy Goes to School.
that's a great book for a little person.
Yeah.
And then Judy Bloom for some of the older children, and Beverly Cleary. And children, we have a great selection, and student choice is very important. Just like when you're going to pick out a book to read, you would much rather pick it out yourself than for
Yes.
someone to say, here, Peggy, read these 4 books. So we love the idea of, and we're reaching out to them all summer. Ben, do you want to tell about
Yeah,
that?
tell us about that.
Yes, ma'am. We are starting what we call our Make Summer Count reading campaign. And so we want students to make summer count by reading, and families reading in the home this summer. And so we have, with Greenville County Schools, have produced public service announcements, which we hope will air this summer. And these are featuring our local teachers talking about the importance of reading during the summer. We're going to be sending students postcards during the summer, reminding them to read, sending these to their families. And we're also going to be hosting some family reading nights at these 18 schools that we've been working with, where students will be able to come and hear story time, eat some ice cream, and they'll actually get to pick out 2 more books.
I think so. You're keeping the momentum
Yes, ma'am.
going.
Absolutely.
ma'am.
That's a great way to say it.
And
We
if you
are.
have people out there, maybe they don't have a lot of money to donate, but maybe they want to know more about it,
Yes.
or
Maybe they
or
can
a
come read
volunteer
to a child.
or they can come and read.
We would love for
Absolutely.
them to join us.
You know, I
We would
think
love it.
in our modern world, and this is my opinion, but we have gained all this, technology
Oh, yes.
and everything.
Yes.
But we've also lost. When people used to sit, they'd eat meals together. There was a family unity, and they would read.
Oh,
Maybe
absolutely.
they just would read the Bible, or they'd
Absolutely.
sit,
Absolutely.
And I think we've lost
Absolutely.
something. Everybody is so busy now.
Well, I can remember my parents saying, in their generation, after mealtime, that's what everybody did, was get a book. That's what you did every night. And then, they might listen to the radio, but there wasn't this constant TV and watching something. You were actually doing something. And books are, for many children, I love what this little
I'm
girl
going to hold
said.
this up. We're going to go to a break, and as we go to a break, let me hold this up. Now, this child, there she is, and she actually said that.
Yes, at Montview Elementary. Right over.
When I read, I feel like I can escape and become a part of the story. That's beautiful. And how
is.
old was she?
I believe she is 6,
Okay.
and she was a great student. And
Well, we're going to go to a break and come right back. So don't go away.